Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. As Guyana joined the rest of the world in celebrating International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, the Ministry of Health has made a pledge of creating lifelong rehabilitation services to victims of substance abuse. It is to be available within the next 2 years.
This is an area that we have to train more people in, how to work with persons with addiction. And another area that we have to look at is to provide long-term rehabilitation for people.
A bill that will ensure the protection of medical data for persons in Guyana will be laid in Parliament within the coming weeks. The bill was written as part of government's efforts to secure persons' data as Guyana transitions to an electronic health record system.
If we are going to do electronic health records, then people's information must be kept confidential. So you can't go and steal people's information.
Wellness, family health, equity, gender, community action, and patient-centered care are among the key concepts being targeted by the ministry as they launch a National Family Health Manual on Tuesday. The manual comes at an opportune time as Guyana's healthcare system is being transformed.
Another feature that we've had in the past is that we like to do things as pilots, and there's nothing wrong with pilots. The only problem is that sometimes we never move off from pilots to getting to scale. And because we're not going to scale, then we don't have an impact. So we can't demonstrate it to the rest of the population that this thing is really making a difference.
As Guyana's health sector undergoes a massive transformation, the expansion of secondary health services to the interior regions has begun. As such, the expansion of dental and optical services in the hinterland is being prioritized.
In a lot of the areas in our country, they still don't have access to dental services. And so we're trying to make sure that in every region people can have access to dental services. Similarly, for people to have access to ophthalmology services.
The Gatekeepers Initiative will continue this year to ensure all primary healthcare workers are able to detect signs of mental illnesses. The initiative, which was launched last year, saw 150 persons trained, including teachers, civil society members, police officers, and religious and community leaders.
We are using the WHO protocol called MHGAP. And so through that protocol, we're trying to train every primary healthcare worker so that any one of these health centers, somebody come in with an issue, they would be able to detect it.
As government continues to make amendments to outdated legislation to match the upward mobility of Guyana's development, the Ministry of Health is preparing to lay new legislation to address public health in Guyana. The new legislation will replace outdated public health ordinances.
It's going to be an omnibus legislation, meaning that it will cover every aspect of public health. It would affect various sectors, and we have been working with those sectors.
Government has consistently pursued its education agenda by actively promoting innovative and comprehensive projects and investments within the sector over the past 3 years. This was underscored by Minister of Education Primatic Chand during the commissioning of the $585 million Abraham Zul Secondary School in Region 2.
I have the great pleasure of working with people who understand that every child across this country, in every region, deserve and are entitled to the same facilities, the same quality, the same service. And that's what makes it easier for us to deliver in the way that we have been delivering, and for us to be able to bring you the kind of service we have been bringing over the last short 2 to 3 years.
For the next 3 months, persons who are visually impaired will benefit from a computer literacy skills program sponsored by the Office of the Prime Minister in collaboration with Guyana Council of Organizations for Persons with Disabilities. Dubbed Computer Literacy for the Blind and Visually Impaired, the program aims to bridge a digital gap through the inclusion of persons living with disabilities. The training will equip the participants with skills that would result in a more diverse workforce.
Basic computer skills are the doorway to a world of wider possibilities for education, employment, social interaction, and personal empowerment. Therefore, we must ensure equal access and opportunities for all individuals, beginning with these essential tasks. Our government is continually working to level the playing field to ensure that we honor the Convention on the Rights of Persons Living with Disabilities.
To tackle food insecurity in the Caribbean and Latin America region, collective efforts must be made. This is to chart a transformative path for the region's agriculture food systems to be more resilient, sustainable, and inclusive future. Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa made these remarks during the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, CELAC, High-Level Ministers of Agriculture meeting on Tuesday.
By collaborating and sharing our experiences and knowledge, we can effectively tackle the pressing issues impacting on our agriculture sectors. Our discussion here today have the potential to create lasting impacts that will benefit our nations for a generation to come.
6,000 farmers from across the country are set to benefit from agriculture inputs and technical services to further enhance their food production capacity. $3 million was expended to procure the equipment, which include land tillers, incubator, pasture fencing materials, plucking machine, water pumps and fittings, fire-wind crate, and single-barrel vacuum milking machines for cows, shade house materials, and drip systems.
You know, right now Guyana is in the spotlight in terms of agricultural development. And I want to compliment and thank the IDB for their support over the years. And this here will continue. Approximately 6,000 farmers will benefit from this program. As I said, this is only part this morning that we are starting right across the country.
As approximately 15,000 persons are employed by the fishery industry, government celebrated the brave fishermen and women in observance of National Fisherfolk Day, themed One Ocean, One Planet, One Plate, improving aquatic food standards and ocean health.
We must commend and applaud all our fishers for the sacrifices they are making for their family, but more importantly, our country, by braving the ocean to earn a living.
Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgell on Thursday assured residents and vendors of Plaisance Linetop that a comprehensive approach will be taken to properly consult them on the expansion of the Railway Embankment Road project. This meeting was a follow-up to a visit of Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo and other cabinet members on Tuesday.
The government have no interest in dispossessing anyone. This is a government that is giving title and land to citizens. So there is no intent to dispossess. The government's modus operandi is to make sure people get ownership.
With an influx of golden investments pouring into Guyana's economy, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Oni Jawaron has urged local entrepreneurs to take advantage of the remarkable opportunities coming their way.
Send to our young citizens a resounding message that their time is now. The time to invest is now. The time to seize business opportunities is now. The time to explore collaboration is now. And the time to strike deals is now.
On Friday, a $100 million agreement was signed between the government of Guyana and the Small Business Development Finance Trust to provide additional financing for small enterprises. The loan agreement is the newest installment in a host of measures that represent government's dedication to providing support for small businesses.
Every single small business has the potential to grow if well managed, has the potential to grow and to expand and to prosper. And that is the environment that President Irfan Ali is creating, step by step, block by block. That is the environment that President Ali is endeavoring to create. An environment where every Guyanese person who wishes to set up a small business is able to do so and is operating in conditions where the business can grow and flourish and prosper and expand.
Over 200 senior citizens residing in the Palms Rehabilitation Center will benefit from the service of a new $5.2 million bus, as the U.S. Embassy, through its Department of Defense Humanitarian Assistance Program, donated a 17-seat bus to the facility on Friday.
We will definitely make use of this mode of transport very quickly because the geriatric population is going to utilize it to go to places like the hospitals for treatment or any other place for therapy. And with the new program set to unfold a little later in the year, where we're looking at recreation, taking our senior citizens out for a bit of exercise, some outings, some meet and greets, this kind of transport is very, very welcome. I thank you.
This brings us to the end of this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website at dpi.gov.gy and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.